Toy Story 4 Movie Review. Toy Story 3 was a brilliant, full circle, and emotionally powerful conclusion to the Toy Story franchise. Andy went off to college, but not before giving all his toys to a little girl named Bonnie and then having one last playtime with them. The toy gang got a second chance to make a child happy and give her a lifetime of memories. You really couldn't add anything more to that. But sadly, the story doesn't end there. To be fair, there were several short films and holiday specials before Toy Story 4 was even announced, but I consider that to be different. Those short films were only meant to be appetizers before other Disney and Pixar movies. Toy Story 4 was released summer 2019. When I first saw it, I thought it was just okay, maybe not on the same level as the other three movies, and that was mainly how I felt about it. And then I saw a series of videos called How Toy Story 4 Destroyed Everything. It was a 5-part series on YouTube, and each was dissecting the movie frame by frame, explaining what went wrong with it and all the flaws with the logic and character. Once I finished the whole thing, I said to myself, he's kind of got a point. While I don't feel as strongly about the film as Gaming Magic 13 did, I share the sentiment that 3 was already the perfect ending, and there was a lot of changes made to the characters that I didn't really care for. First off, the elephant in the room. Woody choosing Bo Peep over Bonnie and the other toys. Even if he's not being played with as much, Woody was still being entrusted to Bonnie by Andy. By choosing Bo Peep, he basically dishonored both of his owners. I thought that after the first movie, Woody didn't care about being a favorite toy and being played with the most anymore. Toy Story 5 has also been announced for next summer, and Woody will even come back. But how can they explain it after that ending? My best guess is that Disney will pull a Cars 3 and pretend that 4 never actually happened. Now here's what I mean by that. Cars 2 had these two interconnected plots, one with Lightning being invited to participate in a worldwide race with the rest of the world's greatest racers, and the slightly more prominent one of Mater being of a spy movie where Mater is mistaken for being an American CIA agent. Both of them don't mesh well, and I feel that the plot of a race around the world would have been more than enough to satisfy fans of the franchise. But when Disney made Cars 3, they went back to their roots and made it focus solely on racing. They don't even acknowledge or reference anything that happened in Cars 2. But Woody's not the only one who felt off here. Buzz Lightyear has been dumbed down quite a bit. He was always one of the most intelligent toys out there, even after accepting that he is just a toy. Here, he doesn't even understand the concept of a conscience, and he thinks that the buttons on his chest that trigger his voice box is his conscience. Buzz has known he's a toy and not the Buzz Lightyear character for quite some time now. You should know what those buttons do and what lines they trigger. Near the end of the movie, the toys try to get Bonnie and her family back to the carnival and the antique store because Bonnie left her backpack there by mistake, so Buzz keeps hitting his buttons and the mom is about to put him in the drawer before he blurts out, "Your backpack is in the antique store. Let's go." So his cover's blown, right? The secret world of toys is over? There's also another dumb scene where the toys take control of the RV by holding down the gas pedal. Even though if the dad just remembered how a car works and took the keys out of the ignition or even stepped off the pedal, the toys' plan would have failed and they'd never make it back to the carnival. They also add the character of Forky, who's technically not even a toy. He's nothing more than a glorified arts and crafts project. But I guess Disney needs someone who would be the marketable comic relief. What I would have done differently. This movie was basically made to show Woody reuniting with Bo Peep, and there's a lot you could have gotten out of that. The problem is that this isn't the same Bo Peep we remember from the first two movies. She's a lot like Woody, ordering around the other toys when that really wasn't how she was at all. She really wasn't anything more than a token girl character, and now she's much more feminist and assertive. Could have shown that her mood and character changed to all her years as a lost toy, but you didn't even want to do that. Not have Woody and abandon his kid and his friends for someone he's just reunited with that day. Have Buzz be closer to how he was in the previous movies, or at the very least have him not be an idiot. Overall, much like Ralph Breaks the Internet, this movie is a perfect example of Disney not knowing to leave well enough alone. They should have just stopped and moved on after 3, but I guess I'm asking too much for the money-grubbing, studio-ruining media conglomerate that is the House of Mouse.